Hi YouTube, it's Janelle here. In some of my credit card videos, I've noticed a lot of different people commenting and asking, what credit cards do you have, Miss Be Helpful? So I've decided to put this video together where I go through each one of the credit cards that I have, around when I opened it and kind of why, like what was I thinking when I applied for these cards. And before I jump into the video, I just want to quickly remind everybody that I have a Patreon page, which is linked in the description box below. If you can find it in your heart and in your budget to give $1 a month, that'd be really appreciated. I use all of those funds to put it to this channel to just keep on creating more content. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in to the different credit cards that I have. I had to log onto my Credit Karma and go through them because just to like make sure I remember when I got them, because I have 5 different cards and some of them I opened a long time ago. So I went through and I took notes, and the first credit card that I ever got was with Bank of America, because when I got to college, I was just getting there. It was my freshman year and I didn't have a bank account yet. And so I opened a bank account, a checkings and a savings account at the same bank, right? Near my college campus. And when I sat down to open the bank account, the person that helped me was like, oh, we also offer really great student credit cards. And since you're a student, you would probably already qualify since you have the bank account already. And she kind of, sold me on it. So it wasn't necessarily like a really great credit card or anything. Like, I don't necessarily use it that much. I use it like once in a while just to keep it active. But that is the Bank of America Cash Rewards credit card. And I think right now with all of the new updates that they added to the card, you get 1% cash back on all purchases. And then you get 2% cash back when you buy at the grocery store and 3% cash back on gas. So, I mean, thinking about my situation, I have other credit cards now at this point where I could get more than 2% back on groceries. So I don't really use it for my groceries. And then I don't drive, so I don't use gas. So yeah, basically this credit card isn't really the best one for me given my situation. But because it's the oldest card that I have, I just keep it open. I opened this credit card in November of 2007. Which was 2 months into my freshman year in college. So yeah, I still have that card. And I mean, again, I don't really use it that much, but you should never really close old accounts, especially if they don't have an annual fee, just because it's going to take away all those years of credit history that you've had and that you've built up. And then also because it's going to cut down your age of credit. At this point, it's 2017 right now. So that card is from 2007. That's 10 years that I have included in my average age of credit. And so if I close that card, it's really going to hurt, my score. So I've chosen to leave it open, and that's, one of the cards that I have just randomly. The second card that I opened was the Barclaycard Visa with Apple Rewards, and I opened that one. I think it was my sophomore year. It was June 2009. And the reason why I opened that one is because I needed to get a new laptop. I remember this old laptop that I had my freshman year in college was it wasn't breaking, but it was like, it had, fell off my desk one time. I don't even remember, but it was like one of these old like Toshiba laptops. And so sophomore year came around, I had a lot of papers and things were going crazy and I needed the computer. So I just decided to get this Apple Rewards credit card so that I could finance the laptop. So I basically, or not finance it, I guess it's, it's pretty much financing. You basically swipe the credit card and use it to buy the laptop, and then you make your payments every month until you pay off the credit card. And then that one had like 0% interest for, I think it was like a year. So yeah, that just allowed me to kind of focus on just making the payment every month for a year so that it could be paid off, and I didn't have to come up with the money all at once or use my other credit card, which would charge me interest every month if I hadn't paid in full. So at the time, it was a really great credit card and I used it a lot. And then the nice thing about this card is that a few years after I had it, like I started getting, not even a few years, probably a few months actually after I had it, I started getting cards in the mail. Like every few months I would randomly get like a $25 gift card to iTunes to use on the Apple Store. And so that was fun because it's like, oh, I just randomly got this money, and I would use it to buy like albums or, different music or different apps on my phone, so that I didn't have to like spend more money than I was already spending, and I could still get some cool stuff on my phone. And then the next card that I opened was the Chase Freedom cashback credit card. And if I remember correctly, I think I opened that card because I found out that I could get 5% cash back on groceries and like other select categories. And at that point, I was only getting 1% cash back at minimum and 3% cash back at max with my Bank of America card. So I was like, all right, I think it's time for me to try to get more cash back if I'm going to be doing the cash back thing. And this was back in 2015. I opened this card in January of 2015. So yeah, and with the Chase card, it's cool because you get rotating categories. So like every quarter, every few months, they will send you a list of the categories that you can get 5% cash back on, which is pretty cool. So sometimes when it's 5% back on transportation, I'll use my Chase card to buy my Unlimited Metro card. And then other months when it's restaurants that you get 5% cash back on, then I'll, if I go out with friends or something, I'll be the one to charge the whole meal on my card and then have everybody either Venmo me or give me their cash. And so that I can get 5% cash back. So that's a nice thing about the Chase Freedom card. And also the good thing about that card is that they give you a really high credit limit if you have a good credit score. So I think when I opened that card, I got like $15,000 just like that on the spot, which was awesome because my utilization improved a lot when I had so much more available credit. And so that was really good. And then the next card that I opened was a JetBlue American Express card. So at that point, it was probably about 2 years ago, and I was 24, 25. I had been working for a few years and really wanted to start traveling a little bit more and enjoying the fact that I was starting to become debt free and saving a lot of money and working really hard. So I was like, okay, I want to travel, but traveling could get expensive. So I noticed whenever I did travel, I was using JetBlue. So I decided to go with the American Express JetBlue card. And I also just wanted an American Express card. Like I was like, oh, Amex is fancy. A lot of places other countries where you go, or like very, high-end restaurants or whatever, they only accept Amex, or, Amex also has like a lot of really good perks. Like you get access to certain things before everybody else, and they email you really great deals. So yeah, that's why I wanted to get an American Express card, and then it was just a bonus that it was with JetBlue and I wanted flight rewards. So that's why I applied for that card. And again, that was in January of 2015, so a little bit over 2 years ago. And I still use that card a lot because I like to rack up the points so I can take a random trip every now and then when I got vacation time. But that card actually changed and is no longer an American Express card. So in like March, I think it was March of 2016, I guess the merger between, or the deal between American Express and JetBlue ended. And so now the JetBlue card is with Barclays. So for that random reason, I ended up having 2 different cards with Barclaycard, the Barclay iTunes Reward, and now I also have the Amex that converted into a Barclay MasterCard. So yeah, it's not an Amex anymore. It's now a MasterCard, and it's with Barclaycard. So that card is still pretty good though. Like the old Amex customers got kind of rolled into or grandfathered into the existing plan. And so I think you get like 4 times or even 6 times as many points when you buy JetBlue flights with your JetBlue card. And if you open the JetBlue card now with Barclaycard and you never had the Amex with them, then you don't get access to those perks. I think you get like three times the points or whatever. So you get like a little bit more perks for having had the credit card longer than everybody else. And the last card that I have is the Capital One Venture One Rewards card. And I opened this card in October of 2015. And this is the last credit card that I opened. So since October of 2015, I have not opened any new credit cards. 2 full years where I haven't really needed any new credit. I haven't needed any new credit cards, and I really just kind of am enjoying the ones that I have and kind of racking up on the rewards that I'm currently getting. I imagine probably in another year or 2, I might get another credit card, but yeah, that's pretty much what I have. And the reason why I opened the Capital One rewards card is because I was like, okay, there's going to be times where I'm flying and, JetBlue doesn't go to this certain place or whatever, or I couldn't get a good JetBlue flight. And so I would want to use another airline, but I don't want to like not get points for that or not get miles for that. So I decided to go with the Capital One Venture Rewards card so that I could get miles whenever I wasn't flying JetBlue and I didn't use the JetBlue card. Then I could use this one and still, rack up for enough points or miles to get a free trip somewhere. So that's it. Those are my 5 credit cards that I have. And if you have any questions or comments about those cards, if you want to know more, or if you have the same card and you really like it, definitely go ahead and comment in the comment box below. If you have any questions that you want to send to me privately, you can do that at MissBeHelpful@gmail.com. And if you haven't subscribed already to my channel, please subscribe and show me some support and love. Till next time, peace.